Welcome to NonStopNoobPH. This is your host, ASAR OPISYAL. Okay, today we will be seeing a featured match between the Walls Cascade and the Cleansing Fog here in the PAUPER online. The Walls Cascade has been doing pretty well at this season's meta. Well, actually, it has been having a huge impact in the meta since last year by having several top finishes in a lot of major events here in the Philippines. Now, the Notorious Fog deck, which is giving a lot of headaches to its opponents, is seeing more play nowadays, especially after the entry of the Island Cycling Lorien revealed. Though we can still see a lot of Fog staples in the main build, the deck has somewhat evolved and adopted a lot based on the current meta. Now we have Morz Caraig with the Walls Cascade and Cesar Bautista at the Cleansing Fog side. Morz dicing with 5 and Cesar Bautista with 4. Morz Caraig will go first. Are they gonna keep the hand? Let's see. Morz says he will keep the hand. Cesar Bautista will keep as well. Okay, Morz will play a Kyrian Ranger after playing a Forest. Cesar with Slagwood Bridge. Another Forest for Morz. And the Overgrown Battlement. An attack from the Kyrian Ranger. Cesar will take 1 with down to 19. Playing an island. And the Cleansing Wildfire show itself. Targeting the artifact land, which is indestructible. So there's no effect. And he will search for a land. A basic land. And he can play it, put it in the battlefield tapped. He plays a forest. He shuffles, and after shuffling, he will draw. The Cleansing Wildfire is a very effective land ramp and draw as well. That's why a lot of players are using it, along with the artifact lands, which are indestructible. The draw is a quick study, I guess, and it's now Morz's turn. Tapping for 2 and another mana from the Overgrown Battlement. Casting the Axebane Guardian, another defender. And he untaps the battlement and plays the forest again after returning it. And plays another Axebane Guardian. Attacking again with 1 and Cesar's down to 18. So the Kyrian Ranger can untap a creature and Morz can return a forest as long as he has a forest. But only once each turn for the Kyrian Ranger. Now, the Preordained came out from Cesar Bautista's side and he plays a Silver Bluff Bridge. And is he gonna play another? No, he just passes the turn. He has 7 cards in hand, untaps. Morz Caraig has a lot of mana on his side because of the Axebane Guardian and the Overgrown Battlement. So he taps for 3 mana because he has 3 defenders. So these are mana of any color. And he taps 3 from the Overgrown Battlement and casting the Avenging Hunter. The Undercity enters and triggers the Secret Entrance. The Initiative. Coming from the Avenging Hunter. So he has 1 remaining mana, which is green, I suppose. And he has Axebane Guardian still. And he taps that for 3 mana again. So he has 4 mana in total. Is he gonna untap it or he's just gonna tap one land that he owns? Okay, he taps 1 forest and another Avenging Hunter for the initiative trigger and he will forge the other Avenging Hunter. So it has a counter of +2/+2. The second room has been opened. He will return based from the Kyrian Ranger's ability and place the forest again, untapping the X-Bane Guardian and tapping again for 3 mana. With 1 forest, and the Nilius Disciple enters the battlefield. The Nilius Disciple will count the devotion for green, and he gains that much life. So he gained 8 life out of it. And he cast another Kyrian Ranger. A long turn for Morz Caraig and ends up attacking for 1. Down to 17 for Cesar Bautista. Now on Cesar's turn, he will ponder. He will look at the top 3 cards of his library. And he can get one of them. And put the other 2 cards on top in any order, or he can shuffle it before doing a draw. But he just puts it on top and draws the top card. He plays another Silver Bluff Bridge, tapping another bridge, casting a Brainstorm, drawing 3, and he will put back 2 other cards from his hand. Which one is he gonna put? I think he's been flooded with Quick Study, with a Quick Study card. So he's gonna put 2 of those back in the library, and he passes his turn. Now, if Morz is gonna attack this turn, okay, the upkeep will trigger and the trap room will trigger, causing 5 damage to Cesar Bautista. Another forest comes into play. So Cesar is down to 12. Is Morz gonna attack? Oh, he is. He is gonna attack with the 2 Avenging Hunters, and the Moment's Peace, the staple fog card from the fog deck, comes out. The Moment's Peace. And we know that it has flashback. So he can still use it on another turn, given that he has mana to cast it from flashback. Now, the Halimar Depths enters, and when it enters, you can look at the top 3 cards of your library and you can rearrange it. He puts it back. Is he gonna do a Lorien reveal? He rearranges it again. He taps an island for blue. And he plays Preordain. Scrying and putting those 2 on the bottom. And getting the top card of the library. He has 4 mana remaining. He will tap. Is he gonna cast a Lorien Reveal so that he can get a land? I think he has 3 Lorien Reveals in his hand. So he gonna pass the turn. He has no other fog cards in his hand, so he just Lorien Reveal. He island cycles, cycling for an island, and he passes his turn. And Morz Caraig will untap, and the next room will trigger. Okay, it's Morz Caraig's turn. Is he gonna attack again? He plays a forest. A Winding Way comes out. Now, he will reveal 4 cards out of his library, the top 4 cards. And he gets 3 creatures out of it. He chose creatures, And the 3 creatures came out of it, so it's like 75%. And an overgrown battlement comes out again. So these are 4 defenders already. Now the attack again from Avenging Hunter plus the... This is lethal, so the moment's piece has been casted for flashback. Okay, it's Cesar Bautista's turn again. He draws another land. He plays the island, which he island cycled earlier. He has a lot of the same cards in his hand, but I cannot see any fog cards from it. So he has to draw something out of the library so that he can prevent the damage. Okay, so he does the quick study. 3 to cast for drawing 2 cards. So it's a sorcery card. And he gets an island and a cleansing wildfire. No fog cards yet. So this is very, very... Okay, he does the cleansing wildfire. The cleansing wildfire. And he gets a forest. Another forest. And he will draw. Praying that he draws something out of it. He draws a fog. Does he draw a fog? No, I think not. It's a stream of thought, I guess. So he has no other fog cards in his hand. And Morz Caraig has a lethal attack on his side. And Cesar Bautista scoops game 1. I think Cesar Bautista had a hard time trying to find the fog cards, the prevent damage cards that he has on the deck. He's been flooded with a lot of draw spells on his hand and cannot cast any of them because the mana is reserved for, you know, bluffing that he has a fog in his hand. But the Walls Cascade early on created a huge amount of mana and bursting out with the initiative along with the 2 Avenging Hunters, which gave him the win in the game 1. Okay, here's game 2. Cesar will play first. They get 7 cards. Are they gonna keep their opening hand? Okay. This is game 2 and this is Pauper League Philippines points accreditation tournament in Quezon City. Okay, Morz Caraig will, I guess, will mulligan. He mulligans. Cesar will call it good. Okay, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed yet so that you will be updated with all the posts and the new Pauper meta in the Philippines. We will upload DECKLIST as well so that you can copy the decks that the players are using here in the Pauper Online. Okay, Morz will mulligan to 6 cards. Cesar will play a Slagwood Bridge. Forest comes out with the Ceruli Caretaker. It's a defender that can create mana. It's a mana dork. Okay, an island comes out. And the Foretell card comes out. So the Foretell is like exiling a card, so that it can be casted on a later turn. So it is not flipped yet. Okay, Kyrian Ranger comes out and he will tap Ceruli with the Kyrian Ranger for 1 mana, casting a Relic of Progenitus. It's some kind of a safe keep. And the Quandrix Campus comes out. Another foretell card. He has two foretold cards already on the battlefield. What could it be? He taps for 2 mana. Morz Caraig will cast Overgrown Battlement, returning a forest, untapping Saruli, and playing another forest. And Saruli will tap again. He gets 2 mana out of it, and he plays the Winding Way. He gets 25% creature out of the revealed cards, and the rest will go to the graveyard. A boarding party came out, I guess. Now, a Rimewood Falls, a dual land from Cesar, and he passes the turn. Morz now, on his turn, has 2 defenders already, with a Relic and a Kyrian, and only 1 forest. Can you believe that he has only 1 mana source? 1 land, and his board state is like this. He taps for 2 mana, another Winding Way. He will try again, calling creature. 3 creatures, 4 creatures, 100% creature draw for Morz Caraig. It's a very good refill. He has 1 land remaining and the Saruli Caretaker. He can tap that for 1 mana. So he has 1 green. Tapping another for 2 green. What will he cast? Okay, he undoes the tapping. He will tap for 1 green mana for the land. He returns it, untaps the Overgrown Battlement, and taps it again for 3 mana. He will cast the Axebane Guardian. Cesar says to wait. Okay. What will Cesar do? Is he gonna counter? Or is he gonna let the Axebane Guardian enter the battlefield? He uses Lose Focus for 2 mana. It's a counter spell. Unless Morz Caraig space 2. Okay, so that Axebane Guardian is countered, and he taps the Relic to exile the graveyard, the card in the graveyard of Cesar. He plays another land, and he will attack with the Kyrian down to 19 for Cesar Bautista. A Brainstorm comes out, drawing 3 cards for Cesar, and he will return 2 cards. Which one is he gonna return? Which 2 cards? I think he returns the 2 blue Elemental Blasts. If I am correct, those are blue Elemental Blasts. And that resolves. And it is his turn now. He draws the blue Elemental Blast again. So we have 2 face down cards right now. Foretold cards. Okay, now Behold the Universe is faced up. Now it has scry 2, then draw 2 cards. So he will draw 2 cards, and we saw that it has a Tangle and a Campfire. So that resolves, and it is Morz Caraig's turn now. Not much happening in the board right now. Just building their empires. Okay, so we have 2 defenders on Morz Caraig's side. He taps for 2 mana, green, and another 1. So those are 3 mana now. He returns that and plays it again. He untaps the Overgrown Battlement and casts the Axebane Guardian. And the counter spell will come out. Countering the Axebane Guardian, Morz will say wait. he taps the Kyrion and Saruli and taps the, and he will cast a Mirror Shell Crab. So Saruli created a blue mana, and the 2 mana from Overgrown Battlement has been casted to channel the mirror card, discarding and countering the counter spell, which allowed the entrance of the X-Bane Guardian. That's a good sequence right there. And now Cesar Bautista is on his turn again. Still no lands for him. Still no lands. He missed a land drop last turn. And he faced up the Behold the Multiverse again. He scries another 2 cards on top of the library. He will draw 2 cards now. Is he gonna draw the 2 scried cards? He puts one of them on the bottom and he draws 2. Okay. Another Breath Weapon comes out. He plays Ponder. Still looking for a land. Cesar Bautista is still looking for his 5th land right now. He draws a Cleansing Wildfire from the Ponder. He counts his cards. And he has 8 of them. He'll discard 1. Okay, instead of discarding, he will just cast 1 card. And that is Campfire. So this is pay 1 generic and you can gain 2 life. And the other ability is that you can reshuffle your entire graveyard to the library. If I am correct. Okay. Now on Morz's side, he has Axebane Guardian, Overgrown Battlement, and Saruli Caretakers. Those are 3 defenders. So each one of them, Overgrown Battlement and Axebane can produce 3 mana each. Whereas Axebane can produce any color of those mana, but he has 6 mana now. What will he cast? He cast another Avenging Hunter, triggering the initiative. Okay, the secret entrance has been triggered again. The secret entrance will give him an extra land. So this is going to be his 2nd land for the game. So this is his 2nd land drop. So he already played the land. So if he returns another land, he cannot play anymore. So with the Avenging Hunter there, he's sure to have damage next turn. So he has 3 mana again. Floating mana. He returns 1. And he untaps Axebane and taps him again. Now, yes, the 3 mana came from the remaining mana and he taps 2 mana, so it became 3. So he returns 1 land and untaps Axebane and taps again for another 3. So he has 6 mana and plus the Saruli Caretaker. Now, with the 7 mana, he cast Annoyed Altisor, cascading a Valakut Invoker, which you can pay 8 and it will deal 3 damage to the opponent. This is a very difficult card for the Fog deck because, this is non-combat damage. So this can ping you -3/-3 every time. So Cesar must do something about it. He taps 1 island and the Slagwood Bridge. Cleansing Wildfire again. So he has no other land drop still. That's why he used the Cleansing Wildfire so he could cast an island this turn. What will he draw? He has Tangle on his hand. So if the attack will come next turn, he can prevent it with the Tangle card. But he has 2 remaining mana only. So if Morz Caraig has one of those crabs again, he can counter the Tangle. Okay, now, what will Cesar Bautista do? With the 2 remaining mana that he have, those are both green and blue mana, he does a blue elemental blast, destroying the Valakut Invoker. Now, Morz Caraig returns an island, a forest, and taps and untaps for the Mirror Shell Crab, and another Pyroblast will destroy the Invoker. Now, the Undercity has triggered again on the upkeep and gives a +2/+2 counter on the Annoyed Altisaur. Now, another forest comes out. Now, the Overgrown Battlement will create 3 mana again. So, the 3 mana will give Lead the Stampede. He can look at the top 5 cards and he can get the creatures out of it. And 80% of those are creatures. So, he's still ramping his mana. Now, he cast as a Ruly Caretaker and Cesar Bautista scoops the game. That has been our Paper Pauper Online featuring Walls Cascade and Cleansing Fog. And see you again soon for another episode featuring another match from a Paper Pauper battle here in the Philippines. Thank you very much. This has been ASAR OPISYAL, and this is NonStopNoobPH. Keep grinding!